incoming pizza party!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Buttsman is back. I'm back on the road doing live stand-up comedy shows. It's been too long. In 2019, my last tour before, well, everything shut down, I sold out my world tour. I went all over the globe. It was amazing, and now I am back for my new show called The New Normal. So, come and get your tickets. The link is down below, or head to isaacbutterfield.com/tickets. That's where you can grab your tickets. Get them now. They're selling out. G'day, you good motherfuckers. The Buttsman here. If you didn't know, I'm a comedian from Australia, and this video right here is one that I absolutely shouldn't have to make. But it is the world that we live in. If people disagree with what you say publicly, you will be labeled with words that they throw around willy-nilly that will affect you for the rest of your days. Words like racist or sexist or homophobic or transphobic. These words will follow you around. And the vast majority of people watching this video know that I'm not any of those things. I've made that abundantly clear. But in the world where the boy or the they, them who cries wolf all the fucking time, you get labeled shit non-stop. It is actually quite interesting to sit back and watch people attack you because you've dared to comment on something that doesn't affect you personally. So let's take the first word, sexist. Am I a sexist? No. Why? Because I'm just fucking not. I treat people with respect regardless of whatever gender they happen to be. But people label me with that shit, particularly after a few weeks ago I made that video about hairy underarm chicks just to piss some people off, and it fucking worked. It went super viral. In fact, I ended up going on Dr. Phil, and then the episode got cancelled and pushed back. So watch that space. But in reality, I was just putting my ideas out there that I thought underarm hair on chicks is a bit gross. Do I hate women with underarm hair? No, I just don't find it a really appealing thing. Does that make me sexist though, because I don't like hairy underarm chicks? No, it's just a preference, you fucking psychos. What about the homophobic claim? I got off the phone to one of the guys who does some work for me the other day. He happens to be gay, and he said to me, "Oh, my friend told me the other day that you hate gay people." I said, "Do I?" For the record, I don't hate women, I don't hate gay people. Suck all the dicks, be whatever gender you want, you do you, baby. Who cares? To put this whole thing about homophobia and me, to put that to bed, right? This is what an Australian comedian who happens to be gay said about me when he met me. He said, "You're not like I thought you would. More people should meet you before they judge you." I'll let you in on a little secret. Me yelling and screaming and carrying on, it's not always exactly how I actually feel. Sometimes it's just a bit of an act. You know, in my real life, I'm not yelling and screaming and carrying on and being a piece of shit. I just look after my dogs and my lovely partner, and we have a wonderful life. This is sometimes just for YouTube or on stage. It doesn't mean that I'm a pig all the time. Most of the time I am a pig. But anyway, on to the transphobia claims. I really wanted to make this video because I wanted to put to bed some of the claims about me, that I hate trans people, that I want to see trans people dead. It's ridiculous. Like, there are so many comments on Reddit, on Twitter, on YouTube about how much of a piece of shit I am and how much I hate people who are confused about their gender or have changed their gender or don't want to be the gender that they were born with. First of all, I don't give a fuck what's between your legs or what you want to be. If you want to be that, all the power to your brother, sister, they, them. Do your fucking thing, all right? As long as you're not affecting other people, who cares? As far as pronouns, I reckon that neo-pronouns are ridiculous. This demisexual shit, shut the fuck up. But as far as if you want to be called a she, a her, a they, a them, they, them's a bit weird, but a he or a him, okay, I will call you whatever you want to be called. I don't care. Like, it's a normal thing, a polite thing to do, to call someone by the gender pronouns that they want to be called by. Will I use gender neutral language? Well, this is an interesting one because I genuinely think if gender neutral or non-gender neutral language affects you so greatly, you may need to harden the fuck up in life, because life might be really, really fucking tough for you. But yeah, I'll try. Will I make jokes about trans people? Yes, absolutely. In my new hour, the new normal that I'm touring around the country right now, I make jokes about everyone. From myself to Aboriginal people to trans people to autistic people. I make jokes about everybody. Now, I understand that some people like comedy where they're just talking about 7-Eleven pies and oh my God, it's gonna burn my mouth. No. That's not fucking me, all right? When you come to my show, you're gonna be shocked. That's what I like. That's what I enjoy, and that's the reason I do that. I've tried to do fucking clean humor. I tried to do that when I was starting up in the comedy scene. I wrote a joke about fucking working at Taronga Zoo, and I was doing a presentation and there was a big noise in the background and everyone was so polite they didn't even notice the noise, and an elephant ran through the room and everyone was still looking at me, and I said, are we not going to talk about the elephant in the room? See, that fucking sucks. It's a terrible joke, and that's why I don't write clean comedy. It would have been a lot funnier, right, if the elephant ran through and started bukkake partying everyone in the room and just coming on everybody. That is the type of joke that I enjoy.
I hope they put you away, you sick son of a bitch.
Let's have a look at some of the comments from people who really don't like me. So I've watched a few of videos. He's very much the type of gaslighting transphobe. He goes on about how trans people exist and their feelings are real to not seem transphobic, but then on literally every single issue that involves trans people, he's opposed to us and thinks it's funny to mock us because they're just jokes. 213 people upvoted that on Reddit. Sometimes things are just jokes. Sometimes I'm just fucking around. But also, a lot of the issues that I think I've been against when it comes to trans people are pretty important ones. When it comes to little things, right? Like gender neutral bathrooms. I think that is an important thing. Like you should, like if you can have a third bathroom, fucking do it, who cares? But you shouldn't make people do it because it costs a lot of money for a place to have an extra bathroom. So some places may not have that cash to do it. So you shouldn't enforce it by law. If they want to do it, fucking do it. As far as men transitioning into women and then competing in women's sports, that's fucked. All right? I know that some people might find that just outrageous that I say that, but it's fucked. It's not fair. And the biggest issue, of course, giving hormones to your children. Like, come on. If you're 18 years old, pump yourself full of whatever, right? You can do whatever you want when you're 18. You can pump yourself full of fucking heroin. Whatever, I don't give a shit. But don't do it to a kid. How many parents have kids that grow up not to be what they thought they were going to be? Every one of them. My old man, right? My dad played professional rugby league here in Australia. Played for New South Wales, played for the Knights, captain of the Knights. Everyone was saying to me, you're going to be a footballer. I'm a fucking comedian. Point being, we are different to our parents. So if you're a parent who is transgender, maybe your child's not going to be like that. So stop fucking pumping them full of fucking hormones. Let them grow up themselves. Again, I agree with most of the human rights side of trans issues. But my big one is don't fucking jab your children with hormones at 9 years old. I just think that's a bad thing. Here's an example of something that I think isn't great.
Local family claims Clay County school leaders held secret meetings with their child over gender identity confusion, and now they're suing. The father says the school didn't tell him until after the student attempted suicide.
There's no doubt that children should have parents and counselors involved in big decisions like this. The idea that they shouldn't is just insane, not practical, and maybe it's nice hypothetically, but in the real world, it's just not. So, in summary, should trans people be treated like normal people? Of course. Should people be polite to them? Of course. Should people look after them? Of course. They're regular people in society. Also, if you are transgender, come on my podcast and let's talk about this so we can get to the bottom of the differences of opinion. On that, I wanted to give you this piece of information. I've had 2 transgender people lined up to come on the podcast and they cancelled on me because they were worried about the trans community coming after them because they don't necessarily fall in line with the thoughts of the wider trans community. What the fuck does that say about your community? So go ahead, call me what you want. I don't give a fuck, all right? I know I've made this whole video, so it does sound like I give a fuck, but I really don't, because I know the person that I am. And I know the people that come to my shows. People of all different religions, creeds, colors, ethnicities, genders, all that shit. You see all these people at my shows, and then you realize, okay, the real world doesn't think like this. The real world doesn't scream racist, sexist, transphobe at everything they see on the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Big stinks. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye.